Hello and welcome back. Today is another Bible review. It's about this beauty here. It's the Quest Study Bible NIV. Comes with a ribbon, unfortunately only one. Has the dedication page. And then we get right into it, the Quest Study Bible. It's a Q&A type of Bible, so it's not your classic commentary type Bible, but it's basically answering the questions that are most commonly asked to passages. So it's pretty cool. So let me talk you through this. Here are some infos if you needed them. You can also get it at other versions. By the way, if you like my videos, then please like, share, subscribe. You can really help me out with that. I'd be very happy about that. Okay, the contents. So we have the classics, old and new, and the study helps. But I'll walk you through this. Alphabetical order, nothing new, abbreviations. Then we have the introduction to this Bible and what makes it special. So here we see the features. So you have the book introductions, you've got the lines and maps, so that's kind of similar to other Bibles. And then the side column notes. These are the Q&A, but we also have articles in it, and then the concordance, reading plans, and so on. So it's a rich Bible. Classic acknowledgements, contributors, if you want to see some names. Let me just zoom this. Maybe you can zoom this in. If you want to have some more names. Zoom out again. There we go. And then we have reading plans. So they have different reading plans. It's not your standard reading plan. So it's pretty cool. So they have Introduction to the Bible, where it kind of walks you through the main things. Then you have the second one as a guided tour of the Bible. So this is a little bit more in-depth, and it's kind of organized in topics like Southern Kingdom, responses to Jesus, vital letters, and so on. And then every word in the Bible. So this is like reading through the whole Bible. It's not a 1 year, 3 year, well, it says commitment 3 years, but I guess that depends on your speed and how deep you want to take it. Then we have an overview of the Bible. So you have things organized in the Pentateuch, historical books, and so on, and a small explanation to all of these books. So that's pretty helpful to get a quick overview. And then the classic preface. And then we get into the Old Testament. And here we have Genesis, the introduction. So as you can see, we have why is this book written, who wrote it, when, time period, or why read this book and why was it written. So that's pretty cool. To whom it was written, what to look out for, the themes, and timeline. So this is a kind of standard introduction, I would say. Maybe why read this book is a bit different. And then we see straight away the setting of Genesis. So you have a map here, and here you have the first Q&A type. For example, why measure a day from evening to morning? And it gives you the references and then an explanation to it. And some questions are a bit more in-depth, and for that you have a bit more text. So that's basically how this Bible, so here you have one of the top 100 questions. So this is basically how this Bible looks like. And you can see from the margins and stuff, there is a good bit of space as well to journal, to take notes, and so on. So let me just show you how the Psalms look like in here. For example, like this. Let me get to the beginning of the Psalm so you can see, but it's, you have, the introduction again. And then you get right into the Psalms. So it's really good. Those questions are really helpful. So now we're gonna go into the middle here between the Old and the New Testament. So we're ending obviously here on Malachi. Then you have the time period between Malachi and the New Testament. So that is pretty cool, all the stuff that can happen. Into the New Testament, settings of the Gospels. So you have maps all throughout here. Here's another map of the escape to Egypt when Jesus and his parents. So you have all these features and they are kind of repeated throughout the whole book. So that's why I'm gonna skip forward now and we're gonna look into the extra additional sources. So we're here at Revelation. And then we get to the study helps. So we have the classics like weight and measures, but we have some other stuff as well. Prayers from the Bible in the Old Testament. And then in the New, well, both Old and New Testament. So this can be quite helpful if you're lacking words and you are looking for examples of prayers. Obviously the Psalms are great for that in general, and there's lots of Psalms in here. Then promises from the Bible that you can turn to if you're sick, if you're anxious, feeling dejected, if you're suffering. So it's not exhaustive, but you have a few things in there. Perspectives from the Bible. So this is pretty cool. It's like a topical thing as well. So what do you read if you need comfort? You know, often when we are in these situations, our mind is blank. So you can turn to this and find out, or if you have been cheated, or when things are going well, when you're jealous, when you're greedy, when you desire to learn how to pray. So there are lots of different ones in here. Then the acknowledgements and further like resources. And then the subject index. We'll skip through that. And after the subject index, So then you have indexed to the in-text maps, so the ones we've seen here within the Bible. And then the dictionary, so that's a classic as well. Dictionary and concordance, index to the colored maps. And now these are the colored maps here, also pretty standard, but there's quite a few of them in there, which is more extensive than in a lot of other Bibles, gives you some more information. So that is pretty cool. Missionary journeys and so on. And yeah, there you have it, the Quest Study Bible. It's kind of advertised for new believers, and I would 100% say it's great for new believers. But even as a seasoned believer, I can tell you it's a rich resource, and it's worth looking into it. And yeah, if you like my videos, as I said, please like, share, subscribe, and comment. That would be really nice. And yeah, I hope to see you again soon. Bye!